guys, it's Nolan. Hope you're all doing really well. So I'm guessing we've only got the serious Forex traders watching this video, so that's cool. And why I wanted the serious Forex traders is because I do have some important information. This is our indices edition of our videos. We do different ones for indices, cryptos, commodities, and Forex itself, the actual currencies. But we're going to talk about indices today. And why is this important? Why am I going to give you some important information? Well, you're not really going to see this information on the internet. So make some notes, or make sure you bookmark this video, because you might want to watch it again. You might want to take down the information I'm going to give you, or obviously re-watch it. So I'm going to talk about the S&P here. Okay, so 2022 is what's known as a midterm election cycle. So we have different cycles in the election period, if you like. Obviously there's an election every 4 years where we have a new president. Right now 2022 is what's known as a midterm. So as we can see on this lovely graph here of the average price of the S&P during the different cycles, in the midterm, which is this turquoise light blue line here, we can see that price generally through September starts to drop off, okay, until we get to October, where we seem to find a bottom. In fact, we potentially on average double bottom here. Okay, and then we have a rally to the upside through to about mid-October, little pullback, little correction in the market, and then we see for the rest of October a big push up into November. Okay, so yep, there's other parts to the graph as well, but I'm just talking about what is happening in September and October, because obviously we're in September now. We've got the fourth quarter started, historically one of the most rewarding periods in trading, and you know, we want to know potentially ahead of time what could be happening. So this is really important information, because this is what's happened previously on average. So knowing this, through September we'll be potentially looking for sell setups on the S&P. When we get to October, we'll be looking for signs that buyers have come into the market. We'll be looking for signs of a bottom in the market, and buyers have started to come in. Okay, so we've got this information ahead of time. Now, this won't be 100%, because nothing is 100% in trading, because sentiment can change. But on average, this is what happens. So in September, looking to sell when we have sell opportunities. October, we'll be predicting that the buyers are going to start to come into the market, and we'll be looking for a low to form, and then literally through the whole of October looking to buy this market, with the potential of adding in the middle of October when we get a pullback. Okay, so let's have a little look at the S&P chart. I'm just going to take these moving averages off for a second and just give you some basic price action. As you can see, so at the moment, you know, since 2021, actually, the end of 2021, price has been making lower highs, lower lows, and it's in this descending structure, descending channel. As you can see, we made the last lower high here, last lower low here. So we're actually already moving to the downside, which is great, because that is in line with what we're seeing on the graph, the chart I've just shown you. So brilliant. September, we're looking to sell. We can see the chart, we're making lower highs, lower lows. Now, potentially this can go all the way down until end of September, remember, and then October we might find a bottom in the market. And it looked like on the graph, and I'll just bring it back to you, you know, potentially some double bottoming potentially here. So just looking at this chart, well, we could predict that price is going to come back into this level here and potentially double bottom. So I'd be looking to sell this market with sell opportunities down into this level. Okay, and then I'd start looking for buy opportunities. Now it'd be great, obviously, if the if price comes down into this little zone here, this little price around about 36, we'll call it 36.50. If that happens around the beginning of October or the end of September, then absolutely perfect for me. I'm going to start looking for a cycle change. Now, there's actually potentially an opportunity today on this chart. It really depends on how this 4-hour candle closes. We've still got 40 minutes here. But a few minutes ago, it was actually, and it still actually is, a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, so bearish engulfing candle means that we break the high and the low of the previous candle and we close below the previous candle. So this candle hasn't closed yet. It's still got 39 minutes. But as it stands, if it was to close like this right now, that would be a bearish engulfing candle because our close would be below this low here, and we've broken the high and the low of the previous candle. So we're actually in this lovely, lovely downtrend. If this is a bearish engulfing candle, that could potentially indicate the next move down, or the start of the next move down, the next impulse, if you like. So keep your eyes on that. And then obviously looking to trade down to 36.50. If that coincides with the end of the month and the beginning of October, I'll be looking for price to potentially double bottom there. I'll be looking for a change of cycle. Now start looking for lower, higher highs, higher lows. Maybe you want to look for moving average crosses, etc., etc. You know, you do it however you want to do it. At the moment, we can see this is definitely making moves to the downside. This is a seller's market right as we speak. And with that bearish engulfing candle there, that would lead us to believe that if we get that candle to close as a bearish engulfing candle, and if we break the low of that candle, it would lead us to believe that we're going to see some further downside. So, you know, S&P, NASDAQ is pretty much the same looking chart really. We've got that bearish engulfing candle as well there, but you know, I'm looking at the S&P because I've been looking at the S&P seasonal chart, and yeah, keep your eyes on this because some nice opportunities here to sell, like I say, down into 36.50, and then I'll be very interested in looking for buys. Anything else? I mean, that's the most important information I wanted to get over to you in this video. Let's just take a quick look at the UK 100 FTSE. Just going to take those moving averages off. Now, the FTSE isn't generally a chart that I trade, if I'm honest with you. I like the NASDAQ, the S&P, I like the American ones. But I'll just have a little look because we often get asked about this. Well, I can see a bit of a base at 7,000, if I'm honest with you. Yes, we broke through here, I understand. But on average, I can see a bit of a base forming here. And there's a bit of a top as well. Now, we didn't quite come into that zone with this high here. But what I am seeing is potentially this is a top in the market. And looking at what's happening now, we're obviously in a selling period. And this particular pattern in the candlesticks could indicate a bearish flag for me. A bearish flag pattern. So we might see price break this high when we get something like this. And then we break to the downside. So traditionally that would be your kind of bearish flag pattern. Moving up, moving down, moving up, breaking the high, and we could do that and do that and do that. We could have a couple of different moves in there, or we might push up, move down, new high, and then start to break through. Once we close below this structure, I would say that would suggest more downside, and I'll be trading that towards the 7,000. Okay, but what you could do is either look to trade from, if we break this high, you'd be looking for a cycle change or sellers to come in as we break this high, or you can wait for a close below structure and look to that as a potential breakout in the market. But yeah, potentially that's a short as well for UK 100, but not as nice as the S&P. So yeah, my preference is S&P or NASDAQ really, but yeah, they look really good. Quick look at the DAX. Am I seeing anything? Again, I like to trade the American indices. Yeah, there's a base here at 1250 or 12500. Potentially we could come back and test that again. We are making lower highs. We are pushing against this horizontal support at 12,500 or 1,000 or 12,500. I can see this zone being tested again, so I would look for a sell setup on this as well. Again, we've got that bearish engulfing candle similar to NASDAQ and S&P. So is this the start of a push to the downside? We double bottomed here, look at 12.6. So potentially targets, I'll be looking at this low here, and then this low, and then a final 12,500. Okay, but that's looking pretty nice for downside as well with that bearish engulfing candle. So let's just bring it back because it is important information. You know, make sure you are aware, make sure you remember this, write it down, take a screenshot, whatever. September S&P average price action during a midterm cycle is to the downside. At the end of September to the beginning of October, potentially see a bottom, double bottom, or a change in cycle, and then October could be really good. Could be a really good opportunity to make some money in the market. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful, and we will see you in the next video. You take care. Bye.